Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Renan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about the movies, TV shows, you name it. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, there's a good chance I'll be talking about it. Okay, this is going to be, I guess, in some ways, somewhat of a rant, a mini rant, I guess, because I've thought it was kind of weird, obviously. At this point, I've already reviewed quite a few several different Disney films. Oh boy, I do mean a lot. I've spoken about Disney movies quite a few times. And yes, obviously, all those multi packs where you can actually collect the old Disney films. And yeah, there's quite a few of these actually that was released. And that's kind of the subject of the matter here, in a reflection of the old Disney movies, of course. I mean, yes, there's an argument to be made here where these types of movies have way more of a charm compared to the more newer stuff. And some people bring that up, to which I would agree, especially when it comes to the live action stuff. The animated stuff, it kind of depends what you're talking about. The animated stuff are actually pretty passable. Well, for the most part, at least those I've watched anyway, up to this point. Anyway, all right, want to say this real quick. I want to address the elephant in the room because I do realize that the old Disney films, especially those that were made while Walt Disney was alive, were highly controversial. Same thing with the old Western movies. They were the original films from like back in the 40s and 50s were highly controversial because apparently they were using stereotypes and whatnot and gender roles and whatnot, which I do disagree with. I'm just putting it out there. And that's kind of the problem here is that a lot of people just seem to view a lot of these old movies from today's modern day lens and not take into factor in the period of time that they were made. I'm not saying that there aren't any, I guess in this case, were any bigots back in during those times because they were. That I'm not saying that's okay either, but that doesn't mean the movies themselves were raised during that time. I'm putting that out there. With that being said, let's continue. Let's just continue, shall we? I just want to make things perfectly crystal clear here. That is all. Bigotry should not be accepted. Anyway, but I did notice a lot of these old Disney films and quite a few Western films that were actually removed from Disney Plus, which I find kind of odd. I mean, they did that with a lot. I mean, a lot of other older films as well from the company. By the way, folks, for whoever's watching this video, I do have a playlist that's almost exclusively just these old Western films. So yeah, that would get updated every so often, I guess you can say. So if that's something that's your cup of tea, just search for it on my page, by the way. So if you want to watch any of these, because I did review quite a few of these, and like I just said, I'll update this list every so often. Just again, throwing it out there. So anyway, I would like to see more Disney Western movies, and people as go as far as to make these like top 20 lists of best Western Disney films that was made by the company, and which I thought was fine because Western the Western genre is probably one of the most popular genres out there. I mean, okay, it's not as popular as it was back in the heyday, way back when, sure. And because I know during the 1940s and 50s, yeah, during this era is like the was the golden era when it comes to these types of movies, but they're still pretty popular up to this very day. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but I did notice a lot of their features from this genre were not in the Disney Plus. Were like removed. Like again, I do notice, like I said a moment ago, a lot of the older films were also removed as well, which I thought was kind of weird. But it's not that I didn't look because I certainly did look when I was trying to find some of these Western movies, and I just want to give them a watch. And yes, you would think that since this is a streaming service, they will have pretty much every single Disney movie in existence, and they don't. They don't have every movie in existence that Disney had made from the very beginning to to recently. And there's still going to be new releases from time to time, of course, but a lot of the older stuff I can't find them. And it doesn't have to be just Western, even though that's the primary thing I want to talk about. But still, I just find it weird. So yeah, there's been more than a dozen Disney Plus movies that have been removed from a platform. And yes, before anyone asks, yes, this has something to do with politics, of course. I'm not trying to bash politics themselves, but people would use that as an excuse in a stupid way to remove a lot of a lot of the stuff, like the historically inaccurate or whatnot. Like they were really insensitive about certain cultures and whatnot. I put trigger warnings, which is so asinine. Ugh. But like I said, I want to see more of the Western stuff. I mean, there are some old Western movies on this app, of course. Well, it can be an app. I should say, like a streaming service, of course. Those Zorro and the Master Zord and all that jazz, that's still on there. There's stuff like this on here, of course. What I also don't understand is that how is it that people who are behind the streaming service would actually allow a certain show why the other stuff gets removed? Yeah, this is allowed on there, but the thing is that Chuck Norris himself is homophobic and transphobic because he acts as if there's an agenda going on. Like, really? You realize that these people existed before you were born? I'm glad that Bruce Lee's character kicked your ass in that one movie. So, there's that. It just seems odd. But on Disney Plus, there's also LGBT plus themed stories on there as well. Yeah, it's there. You're gonna look it up yourself. There's even a specific section just for this. So that does happen. And okay, I'm sidetracking here. I know, mini rant over, I guess, within the rant, I guess. But the thing is that just the primary thing I want to say is that I do want to see more Western movies on there. Like I said a moment ago, there are some of the older Western films that are there. I'm not saying that all the old Western films are completely removed. No, there's still quite a few. I'm just pointing out that a lot of them, and I do mean a lot of these, were removed for whatever absurd reason, because how some things may be deemed insensitive nowadays, which I don't understand really. It seems odd. Uh, the thing is that I do believe that there is a certain charm when it comes to these older Disney movies, which, yes, I've said before. Yes, the old Disney movies do have a special place in everybody's hearts, and are often cherished for their timeless stories, memorable characters, enchanting animation, or even this live action still good. The classics have been having this everlasting impact on generations, whether Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or even Beauty and the Beast, so on and so forth. Matter of fact, I actually wouldn't mind seeing a Western princess movie. Yeah, make that happen. A Western princess movie. I'll see that. So why not? That'd be cool. But yes, the old Disney movies are not the problem, of course, and I'll stick to that, of course. And it just seems like people. It just misery loves company. Is what I'm saying. It just seems like misery loves company when you think about it. And I'm not really the one to say that the past was better. Of course, in the past, yes, there were problems before. Of course, I'm not denying that. But also at the same time, I'm not gonna say that just because something's new, it's automatically better. Of course, but I guess respect the older movies, but embrace something new as well. It just depends on what that is. I mean, yes, a lot of the newer movies have been terrible. Yes, the vast majority of the newer live action stuff have been garbage. I mean, yes, there are a few exceptions to that, of course. So I'm not going to say that all of them suck. Just the vast majority of them are garbage, with a few exceptions, of course. So anyway, that's done. Thanks for watching. Take care, folks. See ya. Oh yeah.